Hi, my name is Nurtayeva Kamilla and I'm a student at NSPM. Today I wanted to talk about some shocking facts about Kazakhstan, my homeland. First of all, did you know that Kazakhstan has been in top 3 countries by adolescent suicides for 10 years? 2008 was a peak for teenage suicides in Kazakhstan. That year we were number 1 in the list of the countries by adolescent suicides. Women in Kazakhstan commit suicides 3 times more often than their American counterparts. However, it's the males who end their lives like this more in this country, as only 0.19% of the whole suicidal group are females. The typical suicidal person in my country is 35-44 years old male from the rural region. And finally, 2019's ratings reveal that Kazakhstan is in the 7th place in the world by suicide. Ironically, 7 is a lucky, holy number in my community. So Kazakhstan has 22.5 suicides per 100,000. For comparison, France has 17.7, Finland has 15.9, and Denmark has 12.8. This is a colossal problem, not only for us, for the rest of the world, and especially for countries that stand higher than 7. So there must be some serious reasons for such acts and numbers. Of course, from now on, I will be talking about my own country. It turns out that the most popular reasons for self-killings among the adults are conflicts, whether at home or at work, death of a dear person, loans, divorce, feeling lonely or miserable. And for youngsters, there are unfortunate love, bad relationships with parents, teachers, peers, high pressure at school, exams. I don't say that that's all of the motives. There are more. These are just the most popular ones. There are also cases of suicide commitment among our protectors, armed forces and police workers, because of their hierarchical structure. I mean, a person with a higher status can easily abuse another with a lower rank. And in addition to all of this, people with mental disease as depression can too commit suicide. And I think that it's reasonable to assume that it develops from the listed above problems. But even that's not all. It is obvious that It is obvious that what really underlies the majority of the given reasons is stress. Stress is not something with clear definition, as there are different types of it, tons of explanations from other psychologists, and I'm sure that I don't need to explain it to you, as everybody has experienced it so many times. So what's wrong with stress? Well, it is scientifically proven that stress, a constant one, is harmful for the organism. And here's the deal. When body gets used to the stress mode, it gets addicted to it. So you can just see it, a continuous circle of suffer, where the body that cannot live without stress is struggling because of it. And not only the body suffers in this situation, mind does too. It searches for new stress every time, gets nervous easily and is always scared. Scared, stressed, nervous people are not happy, and unhappy people tend to choose suicide. But fortunately, the circle is not unbreakable, thus the situation is amendable. But it can't be that easy. Some obstacle is still keeping the problematic population away from the health and happiness. That's taboo. You see, a topic of mental health is a taboo here in Asia and in other countries. Other countries might have that too. And that's stupid. Our people are dying and we're not even talking about it. So when our government tried to improve the situation through talks, they failed. Why? A taboo. Our parents never talk about it. Rarely you can see a parent patiently listening to a child's problems and then discussing the solutions together. Some parents even tell their children to shut up, knowing that they have problems. And I'm sure that I won't be surprised if a parent chooses to go to a mosque, to church, or to some old healing lady rather than going to a fully qualified specialist. And in addition, all of the governmental statistics about suicides are not publicized. All of the fact that I've mentioned before are not governmental made. I've been collecting them from different officials, including the UNESCO. That's why lots of Kazakhstanis don't even know that our country has this issue. I can remember how shocked I was when I discovered it. In order to solve the problem, one must understand it fully. And I think that people and their aggressive behavior towards this topic is a very important topic to talk, to fully understand this problem and to solve it. That's why I'm going to show you my thoughts on why people do this. First of all, Soviet ideology. Kazakhstan is a post-Soviet country. And people in USSR believed that society is for normal, good-functioning workers. And that others should be isolated in order not to bother them. We know that parents want their children the best, and they don't want us to be isolated. Second is embarrassment. Because of the first point, families are often embarrassed to have mentally ill or suicidal relative. Lack of knowledge. Now, if you don't believe me, Kazakhstanis don't know the difference between the psychologist and psychotherapist. It is just automatically assumed that the person will be put in psychic clinic. Needless to say that there are some intellectuals who suggest that mental illnesses are infectious. Religion. In Islam, it is strongly prohibited to kill a person, even yourself. That's why religious people tend to feel more pressure even thinking about the problem itself. It's harder for them to open up in this case. And the impatience. We all know the type of people that think if the method didn't work for the first time, the method is dumb, the specialist is unqualified, and etc., etc. The truth about hard work, the importance of not giving up, and the understanding that Rome was not built in a day didn't reach them. And the last, do not believe in its power. People there do not often believe in power of mental health. There are tons of real-life experiences, examples, where the depressed is taken for an attention seeker. A person may not believe that mental health influences the lifestyle of a human, or that it can make them to act and think slower, to lose motivation to live, work, study, and etc. So that's all of the mistakes that my compatriots make. Leave the problem unnoticed, ignore their mental health, and afraid of them losing face more than losing themselves. This is sad. The numbers are rising, the numbers are frightening, and we are failing to improve the situation. I'm talking about it because I think that this group of people needs help. We cannot make them live, but we can try to make their lives better by helping them. That's why I'm here. I have some suggestions on improving the situation. And I completely understand that it's easier said than done, but listen, I think we should realize the depths of the problem. Educate through advertisement, books, social clips, and etc. Destroy the taboo. It's harmful, we don't need it. Eliminate the stress, be relaxed, stay calm. Provide help by simply listening. Popularize psychologists. Be ready to invest lots of things to recover. And the last, be less judgmental. What my classmates think is easy is not always easy for me, and vice versa. Less judgmental, more understanding. These were my timid suggestions on improving the harsh situations of self-killings around the world, everywhere. These were my timid suggestions on improving the situation. These were my timid suggestions on improving the harsh situation of self-killing, not only in my country, but everywhere where the same problem is bothering the minds of the government. Thank you.